What if the disease destroying your motor neurons and memory didn't start in your brain at all, but in your gut? New scientific research is turning the world of neurology upside down, and what they found might be the most important discovery in ALS and frontotemporal dementia research in decades. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to see your gut in a completely different light, and you may never ignore digestive health again. ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, a progressive, fatal disease that robs people of their ability to move, speak, swallow, and eventually breathe, and frontotemporal dementia, a brutal form of cognitive decline that strips away personality, language, and decision-making, often striking people in their 50s and 60s, long before most people expect dementia to show up. For decades, researchers have focused almost exclusively on what's happening inside the brain and spinal cord when these diseases strike. They looked at protein clumps, genetic mutations, oxidative stress, and neuroinflammation. And while they found important clues, a cure has remained frustratingly out of reach. But now, a growing body of evidence is pointing somewhere entirely unexpected: the gut microbiome. Here's what scientists have been uncovering. The gut is home to trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that collectively form what's called the microbiome. These tiny organisms don't just help you digest food. They produce neurotransmitters, regulate immune function, control inflammation, and communicate directly with your brain through something called the gut-brain axis, a two-way highway of signals running between your digestive system and your central nervous system. When that communication system breaks down, the consequences can be catastrophic. In multiple studies, researchers have compared the gut microbiomes of ALS patients with healthy individuals. What they found was striking. ALS patients consistently showed significantly reduced levels of beneficial bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. Butyrate is critical. It feeds the cells lining your gut, maintains the integrity of your gut barrier, and has powerful anti-inflammatory effects that reach all the way into the brain. When butyrate-producing bacteria decline, the gut lining becomes permeable. You may have heard the term leaky gut. When the gut becomes leaky, harmful bacterial byproducts, including a molecule called lipopolysaccharide, or LPS, can enter the bloodstream. LPS is a potent trigger of systemic inflammation. And that inflammation doesn't stay in the body. It crosses into the brain. In animal models of ALS, researchers have actually been able to slow disease progression by restoring healthy gut bacteria. In one landmark study, mice genetically predisposed to ALS lived significantly longer when given probiotic supplementation. That's not a small finding, that's a potentially game-changing one. Frontotemporal dementia tells a similar story. FTD is closely linked to a protein called TDP43. When TDP43 misfolds and accumulates in neurons, it triggers the neurodegeneration associated with FTD and, interestingly, also with ALS. In fact, about 50% of ALS patients show TDP43 pathology in the brain, and the two diseases share significant genetic overlap. Researchers have now found that gut dysbiosis, an imbalance in the gut microbiome, can promote the kind of chronic neuroinflammation that accelerates TDP43 misfolding. The gut isn't just a bystander in these diseases. It may be an active participant, possibly even a trigger. So what does this mean for you, or for someone you love who may be at risk? It means that protecting your gut health is no longer just about digestion, or bloating, or IBS. It may literally be about protecting your brain and nervous system from some of the most devastating diseases known to medicine. And this brings us to something worth paying attention to: Supporting a healthy, diverse gut microbiome starts with what you feed it every single day. Fermented foods, fiber-rich vegetables, and targeted probiotic support all play a role. One resource that has helped many people on this journey is a high-quality, clinically studied probiotic formula that includes butyrate-producing strains, specifically strains that research now connects to reduced neuroinflammation. If you want to explore options that are evidence-based and third-party tested, check the link in the description below. It's where I'd start if I were looking to take gut-brain health seriously. Now, to be clear, this is not a cure for ALS or frontotemporal dementia. No one is claiming that. What researchers are saying is that the gut microbiome appears to be a modifiable risk factor. And in a landscape where so few things are modifiable, that matters enormously. The next frontier of neurological medicine is not going to come only from pharmaceutical labs targeting brain tissue. It's going to come from understanding the gut-brain connection at a deep mechanistic level and from learning how to intervene early before damage becomes irreversible. If you found this information valuable, please share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Hit the like button, subscribe for more science-backed content on brain and body health, and drop a comment below telling me, had you ever connected gut health to neurological disease before today? Your gut may hold more answers than we ever thought possible. Don't ignore it.